Sharni, what is going on? You're a clinician at the place here and you're running a program.
Yep.
When's the program?
The program is through September, Wednesday nights from starting I think the 9th.
Nice. Cool. So, for this 3-part program, what are you guys going to be covering in your program?
Okay, so we're going to be basically covering the fact that Aliyah is a very big adjustment. It's like a big shock that goes through the system.
Yeah.
And what that looks like, what people can expect, but particularly parents who are coming with kids. So we recognise there's a unique set of circumstances for parents who are making Aliyah, because they've got to deal with this unique set of issues that not all of them have to deal with, including the school issues and the emotional impact on the family, their own family. So it's not just on themselves or the marriage, but a whole system. So we're going to look at what the process looks like, the stages, and really what they can expect and what they can do to make things easier, at home, and also some tips on how to get things smoother.
Okay, that's really cool. Wait, what sort of problems do people? I mean, I come in here, I remember, it was tough just as someone who is alone, single and trying to figure stuff out, and how do families do it, especially with older kids?
I mean, people manage. Okay, it's very overwhelming in the beginning, and I think that there's been kind of like a lack of a place for parents to meet and really just to feel there's a connection point and someone who can guide them a little bit through not just the practical issues but also the emotional component. So I think usually by December, January, February, people seem to be getting their feet on the ground. But in the beginning, it can be like so many things to juggle. Yeah. So we want to help them feel like they're not crazy. This is really how it feels, and really see their experience, make them recognize that it's normal, and be there and offer whatever tips and sort of knowledge and understanding that we can to help.
But what sort of problems do families run into that this workshop might be helpful in confronting, solving? Yeah,
so there could be a lot of issues. People come with all sorts of stories. So it could be looking for the right schools. Even if they have the right schools, they might have kids with certain issues or things they already know about. Is the school going to be the right school to handle it? Or it could be that the child's not, is resisting going to school after the first week or two. They've got to be sitting in a classroom full of Hebrew speaking, so it can be boring, intimidating. Kids, how do you make friends? How do you choose a community? How do you get more connected? How do you find your way? I mean, there's a lot of navigational issues that take place. Sometimes you've got families where a spouse is travelling back and forth because their work is still overseas, and the family is trying to settle here, but they keep getting unsettled over and over again. So there's a bunch of issues that could be they might have medical issues, and they're trying to find the right pathway for it's not exactly the technical aspects, but how these things impact on the amount of stress that parents are carrying, and just seeing that there's a lot you have on your plate, and so they might find that they're behaving. The parents are maybe more at the end of their fuses more quickly and wondering why they're feeling more anxious or more frustrated quickly. You might run into when you come face to face with Israeli society, you might find there's a lot of different reactions than your expectations. If you're trying to do something very simple, you might find it very complicated and not realize at the end of the interaction why you're feeling so lost, confused, and we talk about culture as well. Sure,
yeah, that's a big one. It almost sounds like the workshop is kind of trying to outline an external map of how do you actually navigate things, but also an internal map of how do you emotionally deal with this process of making
Exactly. Awesome. And the emotional navigation is something that's not really talked about beforehand, and you really just kind of land and you realize, wow, what is going on here?
Yeah.